Hey guys, it's me, Pam, better known as Miss 58. I thought I'd come on here and do another Get Ready With Me, except this one here is drugstore related. So I would appreciate it if you guys continue to stick around and hang out with me for the day while we come up with this simple everyday look. So if you're new here, welcome. And for those that are reoccurring, I appreciate you guys as well for stopping by. So without further ado and dragging this intro out any longer than it has to be, let's get started. Okay, guys, I am back. As you already see, I've already took care of my brows off camera. I wanted to go ahead and show you guys I've already moisturized, and I moisturized with my Pond's moisturizing cream here, and I primed with my Maybelline Master Prime here. Okay, so just so you guys know, I've already prepped my face already using drugstore products. So we're going to go ahead and jump right on into the tutorial. So the next thing I want to do is I want to go in and conceal my under eye. Okay, so I do have a couple of shades here from the Maybelline Age Rewind here. So I'm going to go in with the brownish shade because it actually matches my skin tone much better. So I'm just going to dab a little bit of this in my hyperpigmented area under the eye, and I'm using very little of this. So I'm going to take my small dense brush and I'm going to pat that into place under the eye. And as I said, I was using very little because I still have to go back and conceal and set to brighten my under eye. So I don't want a lot of product here. Okay, now while that's sitting there drying down, I'm going to go in with the lighter shade of the two that I showed you, and I'm going to go over my eyelid with this shade here, just to tap a little on the eyelid. I'm not going to do much of an eyeshadow color today. As a matter of fact, I'm going into my blush and contour palette and just to add a little color to the eyelid. This is not going to be a full-on eye look. So I'm, patting this concealer out here to conceal these dark eyelids and to give me a nice canvas to add color to. Now I'm going to go in with my little sponge here and I'm going to pat that out, and then I'm going to go ahead and set. Now, I do have a different kind of setting powder, which is the Airspun, but I'm not going to use that. This is the one time I'm going to make an exception because the Airspun I find makes me look white and powdery under the eye, and that's the only reason why I won't use that one from a drugstore setting powder. So I'm going to go in with my Sasha Buttercup just to set the eyelid. And I'm also going to set under the brow bone where I defined my brows. Now, as I said, this is not going to be full-on eye look. I'm just going to go into my contour and blush palette here. And I'm going to add just a little bit of this. So I'm going to go in and tap into this a little bit. And I'm going to go into my blush shade here in the middle. And I'm actually going to add that just to add a little color to the lid. And I'm adding this all over the eye. And we're not using a whole lot, just to, as I said, wash a little color on the eyelid. Okay, and that's all we're going to do to the eye. So now what I'm going to do is go into um, my True Complexion palette here. Because as I said, I normally don't contour. And if I was to do anything, it would just be a light bronze over the face. But today, I'm going to add a little contour today. After doing so with that, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and prep my lashes. And I'm using the Salon Perfect Lashes. And I got these from my local Walmart. Okay, so we'll be going ahead prepping these. And what I like about these is that they're light. you know, with a thin band, as you can see. Okay, and I do cut the tail ends of my lashes because my eyes are small. You know, we're dealing with mature skin here with Miss Pam, so, and they fit perfectly. Now, usually, let me go ahead and say this. Usually when I apply my lashes, I always apply them using my fingers. And, you know, sometimes my tweezers, if not both. But while my lashes are getting tacky, what I'm going to do is go in with that lighter shade of concealer. And I'm going to apply a little bit of that under my eye. I'm going to apply a little bit down my nose, only in the bridge area and on the chin a little bit. Now, I'm going to go over that with my LA Girl Pro concealer in the shade Fawn. And this is what I had used to define my brows. So I'm going to go over top of the concealer I applied under my eye. And I'm going to add a little bit of this to it just to tone down the color a little bit. Okay, now that that's sitting there, and I'm going to let that marinate a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and apply these lashes. Okay, guys, the other lash is on. So now, while we're still letting our concealer analyze on my face, I'm going to go in with my foundation, and I'm using two different shades here in the L'Oreal True Match. Okay, so I'm going to go in and mix these two just a little bit. And I have this foundation mixed up on a little plate. Like I said, using very little. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this. And I'm going to put this in the areas around where I contour and, you know, around the concealer up under the eye that I've already applied. So I'm going to go ahead and blend this in. I need to go around my brows and the forehead. And I use very little of this foundation, of any foundation really, because I want the foundation to kind of like look like my skin, you know, without my face feeling heavily weighed down. That's the reason why I use very little. Let's go ahead and blend this concealer out. Again, using the same setting powder, the Sasha Buttercup, and I use very little. I don't want that to sit and do no baking. Again, using the butt end of my sponge to blend out around the perimeter of where I applied that concealer. Now, last but not least, we're going to go ahead and set down the nose and the chin. Drastic change, right, guys? Okay, now, the next thing I'm going to do is go back into the same blush and contour palette here. And I'm going to go in with a fluffier, a bigger, fluffier blending brush here. Now, I want to go in with another face powder here. And this one I got from my local Walgreens. And this is the Milani. And I think this is in the shade Warm 109. I'm going to go in with my same big blending brush. And I'm going to dust this over the entire face. Now, I'm going to take this same face powder here. And I'm going to go in with a smaller pointy dome brush. And what I'm going to do is tap into that. And that's where I'm going to define the bridge of my nose a little bit on both sides. Making sure that that is blended in with my brows. And I never come all the way down the nose. I just stayed only in the bridge area. So I don't want it to look like you can see that there's a line on down both sides of my nose. Now, I'm going to go in with some mascara here by Maybelline, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of this to the lower lashes. I'm not going to go in and do any color on my lower lash line. I have very few eyelashes on the bottom of my lash line, so you probably can't even see it, but it's there. I normally don't add color there under the eyelid, no way. Um, Only because I don't want my eyes underneath to look like they're droopy. As I said, I'm dealing with mature skin here, so less is more. Okay, now the next thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and set my face. And I found this at my local beauty supply store, and this says issue setting spray. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my face to get rid of the powdery look. My sponge again here, and I'm gonna tap this setting spray into place. Okay, guys, that seems like this will be pretty much it. All I'm gonna do today for this natural, everyday drugstore look, makeup look. So the only thing left to do is apply something to the lips. And because I'm gonna be wearing a mask today, I'm only gonna go in with some basic chapstick here. Again, I'm gonna be wearing a mask because I got a few stops to make today, coming out the house today. So um, long as the lips is moist, we're gonna do away with worrying about a gloss, a matte lip, or anything else today, because it ain't gonna do nothing but just transfer to my mask. So, with that being said, guys, this will be the conclusion of this drugstore makeup look. You guys don't hesitate to let me know what you think. Leave all comments down below. I would greatly appreciate that. So with that being said, and holding you guys up any longer than I already have, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. Hopefully this won't be the last time that you stop by. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Check me out over on Instagram as well. It's Miss 58 over there. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.